Start streaming, connecting. Okay, hi everybody on YouTube. It's Marty KC1CWF. I think things are back. Let me switch to Tom and Katie. And okay, yep, switch to you. Everything seems to be working all right.
Hey, okay, Marty. Am I on?
You should be. You guys should be here.
Okay. All right. I don't know if anybody's looking at me or not, but hey, we're back and we're coming to you out of Maine right now. You know, Maine, that's way up there in the northeast corner of the U.S. up there. In fact, that's pretty close to WBCQ up there. Well, they're a little bit further up. But anyway, I think we're back on. My
Looks like
producer here is saying we're back on.
Yep.
And thanks to Marty, KC1 Chicken with Fries is
Woohoo!
from Maine. Okay.
No, Massachusetts.
On a roll. Now, sorry it took so long to recover, guys, but we did not have that planned. Okay. Katie, do you want to continue with your pictures?
Sure. I left everybody with a storm, so let me go back to that here. This was on Thursday. Here we go. Give it a second. And
You're good.
Oh, okay. It's easy. I'm normally watching it so I can see how things are working.
Yeah, I see your screen. You're good.
Okay. So, it was really hot that day on Thursday when we went in for setup, and we didn't have a chance to stop for our water or anything else like that. So we decided, Mark KJ4VO from the Atlanta store and I went to Walmart. There's actually a Walmart just a few miles away, and we also decided to get a few fans because it was so hot and there wasn't a lot of air movement. Well, I was looking up at that sky going, I wonder what we're about to run into. Well, that's what we ran into on the road. And it was thundering and lightning and just downpour. And I thought, oh my gosh, I wonder what's going on back at the the fairgrounds. They all managed to get through it okay, at least in our building. And they actually got a lot done. As you can see, when we got back, there was quite a few more things going on. And a lot more boxes were moved around. And so we got back into it. There's Eddie and D. Eddie is KD4RAZ. He is on the ground. And D, N5UIG. They both work in the Plano store and getting everything stocked up and organized. And as you can see, it's pretty casual on Thursday. There's one of those pallets that came off of the truck, and we're getting everything rolling and organized. There's Robert loading up. It looks like a bunch of 7300s there. That was goofing around in the other building, and building 2. Leon was getting some things set up, and we are just having a little fun. I told you we're going to have some fun, goofy photos. I'm going to get in trouble for that one probably. As we were setting up, I saw this sign and I said, oh, I didn't know we were helping out with the forum. Very cool. And we were selling these keys, WB2MGP. These are the code keys that Carol's been using in her youth forums all along. And the bigger box actually had a soldering iron in it. And 100% of the sales all went to the Radio Club of America's youth forum program. And we actually sold quite a bunch of those. It's pretty neat. So then guess who rolled in while we were setting up? There's Joe, K0NEB, and Marty himself, Mr. Chicken with Fries. So, of course, once again, stopping for a quick photo. had to make sure I got those guys in there. And then that evening, we went to dinner at, ICOM hosted a dinner for their vendors, and the theme was Japanese. And Janet, KL7MF, and her husband, Chip, K7JA, actually lived and worked in Japan for a few years. And she had authentic kimonos and brought them with her so that we could dress up. And the one I'm wearing, when I saw it, I said, that is beautiful. I think I will wear that. And it was quite the process getting dressed in the kimono. But it was a lot of fun and a neat party. I walked in and there's all 3 of us in our kimonos and dress up. So now you can get the full length view of the outfits. People really enjoyed it very much, and it was fun. I walked in and there's Ray Novak and 9JA, and he's dressed as one of the Mario brothers, and I'm like, I don't get it. He goes, the Mario Brothers. I'm like, yeah, that part I get, but I don't get it for the Japanese theme. And he says, well, Nintendo. And I said, I still don't get it. He says, it's a Japanese game. I said, all right, I think you're stretching a little, Ray, but it was still a good costume. And Will from ICOM also was dressed up, and he had the green shirt on. So either way, it was fun. They had some of the radios out on display, so you got to see the 4100 and had some different views of it. There was this neat handheld, the R30. It was in a case, so couldn't get too terribly close to it, but I think that's something that's coming out in the future. And then Friday morning, and that was looking on the road ahead of us. And we said, oh boy, I wonder what time we're going to get there. I just realized the clock said 7:28, and that meant we only had 90 minutes till the show opened. And we could tell we were nowhere near getting close to getting into the show.
Needless to say, it was pretty dang crazy. I mean, I snuck in the back gate early at like 6:30, and people waited for what, 2 hours?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie's like, that's it, I'm walking. And he was the first one to dive out of the car. And that's Eddie starting to walk. So the rest of us are like, all right, fine. So we all bailed as well. And there's Rob, W6RG behind me. I'm like, well, I got to take pictures of this one. And we just started hustling down the road. And people we knew saw us, and they're all kind of hooting and hollering out their windows. It was pretty funny. So, and then everything kind of broke up, and we hopped back in the car and made it in with plenty of time. And first guy I saw was Joe again, K0NEB. And of course, now he's easy to recognize because he was in his Cat in the Hat, which we all see at Hamvention. And we were just getting everything rolling. And I was glad to be able to get a quick picture in with him before the show started going. I thought it'd be nice to get the father and son team there, the dynamic duo. I've been at shows before and I've seen Robert work, and he is a workhorse, I tell you. And he is definitely not an uninvolved owner. He is there hauling boxes, as you saw, and moving things around. And his son is just like that. He's just finishing up his junior year in college, and he's studying business entrepreneurship, and hopefully he'll be joining the family business, and hopefully maybe someday in the future, if I'm still old and around, he'll be my boss. But really nice young man, and a pleasure to be around. And we all really got a nice opportunity to get to know him. So that was a lot of fun. And as you can see, he's very tall. He's actually 6'7". And Hammy was wandering around, and as I think everybody knows by now, that was Don Wilbank's son, Tyler, that was in that costume. And he did a great job wandering around and getting lots of photo opportunities. This is actually in our other building, in building 2. There was Steve, again, managing. Diane from ICOM was over visiting. And it was a lot smaller. It was just 2 booth spaces, a little more manageable. So were a lot of what Rob did, and I helped out quite a bit with, was running between the 2 spaces to get things for people. This firstinspires.org was really neat with the kids, and I think they were the ones that were outside with the robots and other activities going on. But it was nice to see a lot of young people running around and doing some techie STEM type stuff. So I think that was a lot of what was involved with them. I didn't get a lot of details, but here's some photos from outside. Wandered around, chicken and noodles and fajitas. I tell you, it really smelled good outside. I managed to get to the YL forum finally. I had to wander and wander. I finally found where forum room 4 was, and it seemed to be on the very other side of the area. I apologize, it's not the greatest photo. I was kind of goofing around, but behind me there's Andrea K2EZ and Rhea N2RJ and lots of other folks back there. But I just thought to kind of give you a good idea. It was a really good crowd, and I was really happy I finally got to make it. Oh, there's the girls again, and I thought I just kind of stuck a picture up, and so everybody could kind of see. And Rhea was actually live streaming the event, or that forum, so the other YLs that weren't at Hamvention were able to see it. There's Emmett's Radio Waves hex beam up there, and that was being used for the special event station. And here's our gang from Hamcation. They came by. There is John N4JTK and Mike W4MCA and Liddy KJ4LMM. And I believe it's Mike right here on the left, W4MCA, that's taken the reins from Peter, who's finally retiring from being the chairman of Hamcation. Liddy told me that she and Peter are going over to Friedrichshafen and will be promoting the Hamfest. There's Scott, W4PC. No, I got the call sign wrong. Yeah, W4PC.
W4PA.
PA, thank you. Who is with Vibraplex, and he has now carrying microphones from Inrad, and he said they were going very well, very popular item. And so I thought I'd just show off some of these new microphones, a nice price point. There's all his pretty Vibraplex keys. There's Phyllis and the gang from MFJ. Stopped over to the Ham Radio Deluxe booth, and there's my buddy Tim, who I used to do tech support with, and his lovely bride Peggy, who does sales there. And I met Mike, the owner, who's taken over there. And I have to say, everything was really neat and well organized, and sounds like they're making a lot of positive changes over there. And it was really nice to see that and have a chance to visit real quick. This was, again, one morning on opening. I think this was Saturday morning when the gates opened up, and there was just a ton of people rolling in. It was a lot of fun to see so many people coming in. I also popped over at the WRTC booth. There's Robert and Rob meeting up with Chris. He was representing WRTC, and I guess we were one of the silver sponsors, Ham Radio Outlet, that is, and they had a plaque for that for us. And I first saw the plaque, and if you can read it, it looks like it says silver, SILB, as in Bravo, ER. Well, that's the German spelling for silver. So they were presented with a plaque, and we're appreciative of the support for the event. And of course, they're looking for any kind of a donation is from anybody. So you could give them $10, and every little bit helps. I wandered back, and I could hardly get to my booth. As you can see, it was just people everywhere as a mob scene. And this was, again, over in Building 2, where we just had a small area. But it was really encouraging to have such large crowds. That's kind of what it looks like behind the desk. Lots of books and boxes and stuff everywhere. And, no one ever sees that stuff from the front of the booth. One of Emmett's gang was showing off one of the Sentinels. I think that's the Barrett Sentinel. And you can see right across the way was the special event station. There's Emmett and Rochelle were in their booth. They were constantly busy, large stream of traffic through there. This is my friend Nikki, Echo Indian 9 Juliet Fox. I've known him on Facebook for ages and I've never met him in person, so it was really kind of fun to actually have a chance to have that eyeball QSO. And that's one of the nice things about Hamvention, is having a chance to meet people in person. Also ran into more Facebook friends. That was Dan and Keith. Dan is a W0JMP and Keith is W9WAG. Then I finally got
K9.
to find where Tom was. What?
K9.
Oh, yeah, thank you, K9. I'm tired, too. And had a chance to quickly meet Doug. I was really excited to do that. He was very nice. And we got Tom in there. There's Steve, W9 UDI. Had a quick grab a photo with him. And, of course, you guys, he does the 20-meter net for Ham Nation and regular Hamvention attendee. And Chris over here on the left is VK3FY. I met him at Hamvention a couple years ago for the very first time, and he was hanging out over in the Comet booth with Chip K7JA. So of course we had to grab a quick goofy photo, and then I was really happy to meet another famous YL, Emily Saldana, KB3VVE. Anybody who was involved with National Parks on the Air knows about this rock star. She was amazing, and we were both so excited when we saw each other, like, oh yay, we finally get to meet. So it was, again, I guess I have two pictures, sorry about that. And I got to finally meet Ruth in person, KM4LAO. She is another fabulous young lady. She was a DX dinner speaker, and from all the folks that went, I heard from, said she did a wonderful job and was a great representation for the YL. So as I say, ham chicks rule. And this is Mr. Begali of Begali Keys. And their booth was right across the way. There's my friend Ed, K1EP. He says, everybody's making fun selfies. Let's just make a goofy selfie. So that was our attempt at a goofy selfie, having a little bit of fun.
Attempt being the
And-
key word.
Yes, exactly. Then there's Anna, W0ANT, who everybody probably knows. And she made a comment on my Facebook about trying to steal the ICOM pig that I won, the piggy bank that I won at the ICOM dinner. And I decided, I was just going to give it to her. So when I told her, I said, by the way, that ICOM pig is going home with you. She's like, no, it's not. I said, yes, it is. And she was kind of psyched about that. And I was happy to have her enjoy that. There's John Breyer. Anybody who does satellite works probably knows John, KG4AKV. Also does a lot of YouTube videos. And Bud from Buddy Pole, W3FF. I finally saw him on Sunday very briefly, but I had to grab a quick picture with him. And then I met up with a couple more YLs. There's Cheryl N0WBV from the Denver area and Jennifer KB3GXB. I said, oh, quick, let's grab a photo. And then my boss pipes in behind us and photo bombs us. So I thought that photo was funnier than the regular one. We had a little fun. And then on the way home, lovely rainbow out the window. And I ended up sitting next to Chris from Buddy Pole. And he and his dad switched seats. So I got to sit with Bud for a little while. So we thought that was kind of funny how that worked out. And this was Monday morning on my way home. I was very happy to see just over the hill there is where I live. And I knew I was nearly home, and it was a great trip. And I'm going to stop sharing. And that's kind of the end of all my photos. I told you guys I had probably more photos than you wanted to see, but there you have it.
Well, that was great, Katie. A lot of good pictures. Probably better than the pictures that I've got, but I've got a few here.
Well, let's see.
And also, we got Dave Kassler here with us tonight, and Dave, if you're listening, I'll try to add you on after I show my picture, so we can keep the Hamvention thing kind of together here. First, I'd like to ask. It looks like our numbers are a lot higher in the room tonight. I'd like to ask how many first-timers. How many first-time people are watching the show tonight or in the chat room? If you could just tell us in the chat room if you're a first-timer and if you learned about this show maybe during Hamvention, I'd love to know how many new people we have in here. So I'm going to show you some pictures I've got. Some of these pictures were made by John, KB2ERJ, and he's got them up and has made them public on what is it, My Flickr or Flickr? What is it, Mark?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
What's it called, Mark?
It is Flickr. That's what he said.
It's Flickr.
Yeah.
It's Flickr and KB2. I guess it's Flickr/KB2ERJ. So just search it. He's got hundreds of pictures up, and a few of these are from him, and some I took. We've got a lot of videos. We got some, this year we tried to go out with our remote reporters and bring video back to the webcast, and we did a number of those, and we've got some we haven't even run yet. We just didn't have time. Saturday night, I had a guy call me from Texas wanting to know. He said the interview we did on Flex was the best he's ever seen, and he wanted permission to put that on his blog. So we gave that permission to him, and we've got a lot of good videos. But I'm going to go into our pictures now and see if Marty, you may have to adjust the size a little bit.
Okay.
Let me see if I can bring my picture up. Marty, you got that picture okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, very good. Here's a picture of Tommy. He's one of my helpers there, and does a lot of work for us and setting up, and that's his call is K4VOZ. He and I have known each other a long time. He worked for me at FedEx for many years before I retired. Let's see. You can see it gets very Marty. I don't know if you've got that picture where you can see it. Well, it's probably. Yeah. I think I've got it messed up here. Actually, to tell you the truth.
No, it looks good. It's streaming right out.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go on because those pictures aren't framed real good. They're different sizes than the others. Let me get to the pictures that. Okay, here's our booth area where we were going to set up this year. we were able to get one spot. Usually we have 2 spots, but we ended up with 1 spot. But we did get a corner there, and it did help out a whole lot, giving us 2 different sides to be able to talk to people. But inside it, we were very, very crowded, with all the equipment and laptop bags and stuff. In fact, we stored a lot of it in the truck. And we had 4 people in there. And actually, when Astronaut Wheelock was with us, we had 5 people in there. Sometimes we might have had 6 in here. So it was pretty crowded here at times. Here's another shot of it. You can see it from the other end. There's kind of what our booth looked like after we got it set up. We've got, there's Kathy there, there's Freddie in the background. We had a terminal set up for our guests to walk by. They could get on the chat room and watch the webcast. Another shot from the side there, that's Tommy and Freddie. And another shot. We're going to get out of it. Here's John, KB2ERJ. He helped us out some, and he took several of the pictures that you're going to see coming up. Another shot of the booth. It looks pretty clean here. I think we actually had cleaned the floor up there so we could walk around a little, but it didn't last long.
Let's say there was hamburger wrappers when I got there.
Yeah. There's some of the Memphis guys. There's some of the Memphis satellite team, and they came by to say hello. And we're always glad to see them. There's a shot from inside the booth there. The equipment on the right is the webcast encoder and all the controlling of it. You can probably see the mixer on the very end of the table, keyboard, and we've got the PCs under the table. And then we've got a Skype PC there in the center with it folded, with it closed. We could actually bring people remotely in through Skype. And then down at the laptop on the left is that big monitor there, and that was for visitors to see the chat room and talk in the chat room and so forth. Here's a picture of George and Tommy. Okay, they came by to see us. And is the picture cutting your heads off, Marty?
Yeah, it
It
is.
sure is.
Well, yeah, that's what I was worried about that. I can fix that real quick. I really can. I think I can. I hope it wasn't too bad on all the others. Okay.
Oh,
There
there
you
it
go.
goes.
Oh, there's a picture of George and Tommy. They came by one day and visited. And guys, I want you to know something. I only came back with 2 things. George gave me a PL259 connector, and I've lost it. I cannot find it anywhere. Got me a gold-plated.
We don't
PL
expect anything less.
I thought I put it in my laptop bag, but I cannot find it. The only other thing I came back with was a free Nuts Bolts magazine. That is all I brought back from Hamvention, except being very, very tired. Okay, so that's George and Tommy. They swung by a little while, and I think actually they may have come back by because I think when Chris was there and you were there,
Yep.
Katie, I had left, and I think they stayed with you for a while.
Yeah, Chris talked to George for a little bit.
It
He
seems
just pulled him on. He's like, "Come on in here."
It seems like I missed all the fun.
You did.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay. Here's a picture of Kathy. We met Doug Wheelock, astronaut Doug Wheelock. He came in Friday night just to be on our show. And there's a picture of Kathy with Doug, and there's a picture of me with Doug. Everybody has to get their picture made with Doug, right?
Right.
Freddie. There's a picture of Freddie and Doug. And there's Doug in our booth right there signing pictures for people. Boy, the guy signed pictures and talked to people and answered their questions until his arm just about dropped off. He signed them all day, and he never complained. And the interesting thing is, and someone sent me an email about this, they said that Doug he was so professional there and such a cool guy. Everybody that comes up to him, they ask almost the same question. And Doug answers them just like that was the first time that it's ever been asked. And he he takes the time and talks to them. And so he just.
What's the question?
You can see some of the line right there, some of the people waiting to talk with Doug. We had a line back almost to the door a couple times. There's Doug working at left hand, man. He's signing autographs, and everybody wanted your picture with him. So occasionally we'd have people step in the back for pictures. Sometimes he'd lean over the table and get a picture. But pictures and signing, there's you can see the line back there.
Wow, yeah.
There he is from the back right there. People taking photos of him. We were a very popular booth. I wonder if we'd been that popular if he hadn't been sitting there. I'm trying to see where that camera's aimed right there. It looks like it's aimed at him.
You can't ever go wrong with an astronaut.
Okay, yeah, you can't go wrong with an astronaut, right? There we go, and more of those like that. This is interesting. This little kid here, his brother and sister, were here. They came last year to see him, and they got here about an hour and a half before he arrived last year, and they actually slept on the concrete floor at Hera, waiting for him to come. He was the very first. They were the first people, in line to see Doug, and they came back this year, and they wanted to see him again. There he is, right there. Great picture. Doug likes to do this. There is Doug. We had Doug take a break there, and there he is with Kathy. And Doug is working Hambot, and Doug is announcing a prize. I think it was an FT-70 handy talkie that Doug gave out. So some ham won a handy talkie from an astronaut. How about that?
That's cool.
There he is. For all our viewers out watching that were not there and couldn't get an autograph, we basically set aside about 1 hour. A little interview, and we opened the chat room up for questions. And we just sat there, and Doug answered question after question from the chat room.
It was interesting to listen to.
Yeah. And, the food this year was amazing out there. I didn't get a chance to try it all. I eat very little there. But I want you to look at this. Man, this is, chicken and hamburgers and pork chops, and man, It was nothing like at the old venue at Hera. There were so many food vendors out there, you just would not believe it. And high quality, man. Look at that pork chop this guy's holding right here, man. That's making me hungry right now.
Oh, every time I walked by it, my mouth would water.
Yeah,
I never had, and I heard they were only $7.
Yeah, mine's watering right now, Kathy. Yeah. I'd like a pork chop cooked like that. As soon as the show's over, please. Yes, dear. All right. So, hey, many, many, many places. This kind of reminded me of a fair, like of a county fair. And this is Hamvention, but it kind of gave me the impression of Hamvention, but in a county fair environment. And back inside, I just wanted people to see some of the inside buildings, and you can see the room that people have. This actually was, I think that was actually in our building right there.
Yeah, that was on the other side in your building.
The smallest building. This building basically never had animals in it. This building was storage for furniture. The other three main buildings over there were to show animals. Let's see, Flex 6600. Someone was saying a while ago that we didn't show a Flex 6600. Well, I think Jeff N3VE interviewed Flex and has a very, very, very good interview on the Flex radios, and that's the one that I got the call from Texas on, and that video is out there, and it is on our archives. And the guy in Texas said after seeing that video, it was so good. He's a Flex owner. He said he was going to go ahead and upgrade and buy a Flex 6600. This is the track. We talk about the track the horses run on. This is the circular track where the horses run. In the green area out in the center was the flea market this year. And that's where not all the flea market, but some of the flea market was set up. There were other areas on grass that the flea market was also set up. This is after tear down. I didn't get over there during the 2 days, but they've already talking about how they're going to fix that. They're going to make it right for next year. You know, you can see it was grassy. They thought the grass was going to be good. You can see the white lines there and the vehicles parked. Those were the actual spaces. But if you look right there, where it looks like people have been driving, that's the walkway between all the tents, and that was kind of the road coming into your tent and walking. So that's what got mostly muddy. It really didn't get muddy, you know, around your tents or in your tents. You can see how they marked the spaces off on the grass there. And I think that building back there, the conservation building there, that's the building that we were in. In fact, we were just about next to that yellow truck inside the building.
Oh, yeah.
And we're back to, let me run through this real quick. It says I got to I don't know if I resized them or not. That was Tommy, Freddie. There's Kathy. She'd already driven a few hours. And,
Poor Kathy.
Drivers, so she got in the back seat and covered up with the quilt and slept. There I am.
A nice quilt.
The webcast as we drive, and let's see now. Did I even get to show this a minute ago? Did I get here yet? I don't know.
God,
No.
Tom.
Let me adjust it. I think I got some more here. Okay, let me adjust it here. Marty, hang on a second. It's coming to you. All right, this is a couple more. This is Quicksilver. Quicksilver was inside one of the buildings. Greene County Fairgrounds. There's two doors to this. They actually had inside toilets there. These are not the portable porta potties. I can't even talk. I'm so tired from this trip, guys.
I know.
Oh, man. Look at that. That's pretty good shot inside the building. You can see how the vendors are lined up inside the buildings there, and you can see the roof and the lights. And there's a Quicksilver again from a distance. B0W. I think we may have already seen our booth there. Well, no, I think these are. I don't
New ones.
Yet. Let me just,
I think that's Violetta. I met her.
yeah. Let me adjust it one more time here. Why does it look small? Okay, I guess it doesn't look small. Okay, so again, a young girl there talking to Doug, and she really enjoyed that talk. Hambot. I think you showed this picture, Katie, but
That's it. Dupe. We got a dupe in the log.
2 troublemakers and 1 good-looking astronaut.
oh really? two troublemakers and a good-looking astronaut, huh? Okay, so we've already seen these, I believe.
Oh, that's Jocelyn. Yeah.
That's Dr. Bob, actually. That's Dr. Bob. He was the head of the Heard Island de-expedition down in the Antarctic region, and he came by and talked to us and did a little interview, and we brought Heard Island in on our show live from Heard Island 3 nights in a row, 3 Tuesday nights in a row, and the last night visibility wasn't great, but we had the guy walk outside, and you can see the penguins out there, and you can see the volcano in the background. That's Dr. Bob, the leader of the Heard Island expedition. You notice the air conditioning there behind me, and we got one on this side. We went to Walmart Friday night, and I tell you what, it cooled us off. It saved us. They were necessary. Hey, there's a shot of outside. That's probably the shot where you saw the mud earlier. The people walking up and down or driving down between there is what caused the mud. So, but that's what it looked like. It was out on grass. My understanding is they've got a plan to fix that for next year. Who knows? They might pave that entire area there, which would be nice. There it is. There it is, getting a little muddy. That was probably the first day.
Yep.
There I am with the hamburger, Katie.
Yeah, there's your hamburger.
I think I only ate 2 meals the whole time I was there, to tell you the truth.
That's about all I ate too. I think we were talking about that in the airport on the way home. There's most people don't realize that when you're working these shows that most of the vendors, a good chunk of the time they don't eat lunch at all. There's just no time for a break, and they go, hours on end, just nonstop running and no food, and that's, pretty exhausting.
I know for me, I went between shooting interviews and talking to people and standing at the Ada Laurel Expo as a volunteer, and I barely got to eat any meals, breakfast included, but it was a lot of fun. But it was people don't realize, when you're a vendor, it's not all fun and games. It is hard flipping work. It is hard work.
Yes, it is.
I was dead when I came home.
Field day, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like field day, but that's out in the flea market. Yeah, I think on Thursday, probably the setup day. You can see people have RVs out there, tents back there. It's just it was a big party out there. That's an old looking RV. Hey, that one was probably at Woodstock. There's a Heil Sound. Bob was in our building just right across from us. Look at that. Who is that? There's Ham Radio.
There's Leon.
Yeah, Ham Radio outlet there. Now, this is Jerry Ellsworth. I don't know Jerry's call. You know it, Katie?
Someone mentioned it, and I forgot who it is, and that's Jeff there.
That's Jeff, N3VE. N3VE went out and did some videos for us. In fact, right there at the booth, he talked with and interviewed Jerry Ellsworth. Now, Jerry is probably in the chat room. Jerry, if you're in the chat room, give us your call. I don't have it. I did not listen. I was not able to listen to the interview. I don't know much about Jerry, although I was seeing comments in the chat room where everybody was blown away with the things she's talking about. Jerry, I think, is an electrical engineer, and she does a lot of ham radio, I think, antenna design and different things, what little bit I could hear. And that was an outstanding interview. It is on our archives, but we're going to, maybe in a couple weeks when we get settled down in our connection fixture, we will bring Jerry Ellsworth into the show. And you guys
That'd be great.
There's our Joe. There you are. It looks like
you're crazy.
You got to learn how Hambot worked. And you you guys gave away a D-Star mobile portable, I think.
Yeah, it was the
D-Star. I'm sorry. The Fusion.
No, it was D-Star.
It was D-Star.
Icon. Yep. Okay,
it was an Icon radio. Okay. Well, I get confused all the time about that. But anyway, I'm glad you were there and saw who the winner was and helped us give it out there.
Yeah, I called him from the booth later on and had fun talking to him. I surprised him, and he was very excited. So that was kind of a fun thing.
Did you tell him to tune in and watch? I bet he wasn't watching, was he?
Yeah, no, he was. So obviously, because he logged in and he obviously answered on time. He said he was watching and couldn't believe it. And his wife was wondering why he was yelling.
I gotta say, I was kind of embarrassed. Jerry came up to me, I think it was probably on Thursday or Friday, and said hello.
That's a terrible photo.
And when she did, I didn't realize who I've seen her on the internet outside of ham radio circles, and I knew who she was, but I was blanking on the face name matching thing. And when somebody that famous comes up to you and you forget who they are, I felt so bad. I'm sorry, Jerry, if you're watching. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming up to me and saying hi. I'm sorry I didn't have more time to chat with you, but I felt so bad. That was a stupid teenager moment.
In the chat room, obviously, it looks like I got logged out of the chat room somehow, so I don't know who's in there, but maybe Jerry's not in here. She says she watches every night, so I thought she might be in here tonight. But anyway, we're going to have Jerry on the show pretty soon there. There we are, boy. You talk about eating. We took a break. And we took our little interview table, and I think Doug had a little steak, maybe from the Cattlemen's Association, I believe. Boy, that was some good food, man. Oh, man. So we took us about a 3-minute break here and gobbled down lunch before we got back to work. And Doug came in Friday night. We got him over there Saturday morning, and then he had a flight to catch at 6 o'clock, so we had to get him back out. So it was just really great that he could come in just for our show. And I don't know who this guy was. It was a troublemaker.
He needs adult supervision. Watch out for him.
Definitely adult
For
supervision.
sure.
You can't find any of that at Hamvention either. So,
Yeah. This is Mick Sternick. He is the president of NCG. That's the comment distributor for the U.S. And Mick is the one that donated the CAA 500 Mark II antenna analyzer for our fundraiser. And that's what he came over for there. That was about noon on Sunday, and we pulled a name, the winner's name, out of the hat right there. So that's what that shot's about. Let's see what I think we're about out of here. Let's see. There's just a picture of outside. That was taken. It was nice and sunny. Looks good. That gives you an idea. It's kind of an open setting there between the buildings. You can see the flagpoles down in the center. You can see people walking around and having a good time. There's Emmett there at Radio Waves. Ray Novak stopped by to visit. Ray's a good friend of ours, came by and said hello, and we talked to him for a few minutes. There's Tommy and Freddie and me, Kathy, Colonel Doug, shot of me, another shot of Doug. This was the new manager with Yazoo.
Yeah.
That replaced Chris Wilson. I think this is Corey.
Yep, that's Corey Sickles.
Yeah, Corey Sickles. And he talked, he was answering questions and talked some about fusion. And we're going to have him on the show one night in the near future and have a show on fusion. There we are. I think this is where we started. We're in the back seat. We're driving, and Tommy's holding the tablet there. And okay, I think that's it right there for the shots. Let me see if I can bring me back in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the pictures we brought you. I'm sure there are thousands and thousands of more and different pictures if you just search the internet. And we've got a lot of videos too that we recorded. We got so much, I'm not sure how we can get it all out there. So what do you think, Katie, overall? Was it a success?
I think so. I think it was great, and it certainly seems like plenty of people had a lot of fun and went home with a lot of ham goodies, and it was a good deal.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm just looking at the chat for some people. Let me switch to me. Excuse me. Some people had some comments. Jerry's call is AI6TK. It looks like, and
Yep.
Everybody else is high. W5SEC seems to be hating on me, but we'll deal with that some other time. But besides, leaves that obnoxious kid, whatever. Haters gonna hate. But it was a lot of fun. It was great to see you, Tom. It was great to see you, Katie. And it's great to be home, sleeping in my own bed where I can get 8 hours of sleep a night. But it was a success. Good job to Dara. They really worked their butt off. And I think I'll be back next year. I don't know about you guys, but it was a lot of fun.
Yep, for sure.
Thank you so much, guys. Hey, it's getting a little late. Let me see if I can get Dave Kassler on here. So, Katie, I'm going to drop you and try
that sounds good.
Dave Kassler on here. He wants to make an announcement about a test he's running. So,
Great. Thanks, everybody. 73.
73. We'll see you, Katie.
All right, bye.
Katie. Let me see if I can add Dave on here real quick and get Dave in here with us.
CQ Dave. CQ Dave.
We're calling Dave. I think Dave's answering.
Yep, video.
There we go. How are you?
There we go.
Good. Boy, Dave, man, we've missed you for the last couple of weeks. Of course, we all been running around crazy here.
Well, looks like you guys had a blast at Dayton. That's great.
Well, we did. We worked really hard, though. I mean, like I said, I came back with a free PL259 that George gave me, and I came back with a free magazine. You know, but
I have a collection here of PL259. Should I send you one?
No, that's okay. I don't need any there. I did buy a name badge. Kathy reminded me. I bought me one of those scrolling little name badges. You know, that was kind of cool. So Dave, you've been working on this magnetic antenna, and you want to talk a second about it, and you want to schedule some testing, right?
That's correct. One of the antennas that I've done an unboxing for is the Chameleon P loop. And the use case for that is to be used outside in field conditions. And the problem I've had here in southwestern Colorado is that Mother Nature is trying to make those outside field conditions not very fun. But we've been having some very good weather today. I did kind of a first pass today at setting things up outside in sort of a field situation, using my Tech at 20 watts and the Chameleon P loop. What I would like to do is on Saturday, this coming Saturday, around 10-ish to noonish in Mountain Time, I'm going to reassemble that setup out on the rear deck. It's supposed to be very nice weather, and I'm going to call CQ, and I hope that there will be some viewers who might be listening on 40 meters, maybe around 7,225, give or take 10 or 20, and on 20 meters at about 14.200, something like that, or maybe no, that's in the advanced band, isn't it? Let's make it a little higher, about 14,250. And I'll just be tuning around trying to call CQ, and I hope people will be looking to talk to me because I want to record these so that I can put them in the video that I'm going to do the review on that antenna. I've really been looking forward to testing that particular antenna. The use case, however, for that I don't think includes rain. So rain, snow, and wind has been our weather this past bit. So that's what I'm intending to do.
So Dave, you know, you're famous for making all these great videos, and you're going to be making a video about this this antenna. And if people will work you, they're going to be in a video with you.
Well, that's the idea. I appreciate anybody who will give me permission to do that.
All right, great. Okay, well, Dave, anything else going on? We hadn't been around in the last week or two, so I've kind of lost track of what I saw you posted a few new videos, but I think you were mostly on the loop.
Yeah, the video that I posted last night was about a whisper transmitter from QRP Labs that I put together. It had been sent to me by one of my viewers, Michael Lloyd, and I put that together last week and actually made it work, which surprised me. So I put a video together about that. I'm going to go back to antennas. MFJ is going to be sending me one of their cobweb antennas. I think they're called the cobwebs. And I'll be putting that together in the next week or so and taking a look at that too. Okay, well, very good. And thank you so much, Dave. Maybe in the next week or two, you can think up some great, nice segment, and we'll spend a half an hour or maybe even a whole hour on it if you can come up with something there. Well, I've got quite a pile of videos. I'll sort through them and give you some options. Yeah, sort through them and let's figure out what we can talk about, and let's get this thing back on the track. Dayton always kind of is causes us to kind of get off schedule. You know, nothing was really planned tonight, but I think the show went fine with what we did tonight. So, again, thank you, Dave, so much for being on here with us. And Marty, thank you so much again for being with us. And guys, we'll bring Hangout up. But Marty, if you need to go study, you don't have to do that. Casey,
yeah, I'm gonna go run, but have fun with Hangouts and.
We're going to post a link for Hangout where we can all, at least the ones that want to get on Hangout and talk, we can. We usually have a group that gets together after the show. Since we had internet connections and we brought this show to you from Where are you, Marty? Maine.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Oh, gee. I'll get it. I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper next time. Massachusetts. Okay.
We'll see you.
And Marty, it was very nice to meet you and see your face.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
All right. So we're going to, Kathy's putting a link out there in the chat room, and we're just going to move on over there. Thank you, Marty, so much for bringing the show out of our Northeast studio up here. You did a great job tonight. You saved the day.
All right, Tom, we will see you soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.